Hey guys, welcome back to Guapish. I'm your host, as always, as sometimes, Tanner. This week, much like last week, I'm joined by Nico.
That's right, boys. I have some good news. It looks like, we got him. Christian has been arrested, guys. We finally did it, gamers.
Time. I'm so happy. I'm literally just hard as a fucking rock over here. Not over Chris Chan, but over the idea of Chris Chan being killed in prison. And also joining us like last time, Dylan.
Hey, I am here to contribute to this conversation somehow.
Now, Nico, did you see that footage of Chris Chan apparently escaping prison and then getting tased in the parking lot outside of the prison?
Yes, I did, too, Nikolai. Can we put that footage up right here real quick?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Alright, cool.
It's not a long video, but... Oh, look, he's running, he's naked, he's
getting tased!
Ooh, the face. We'll see if that was timed out in anywhere near. Very funny. I'm glad Christian is encountering physical harms during his stay in prison. And when's the trial?
I have no idea. I don't have that information.
Do you think they've contacted the guy who's doing the documentary? Because he has to be considered like an expert witness on Chris Chan, right?
That's probably
I don't know. I don't know if the police have contacted him at all. I know that he did say he's going to be taking a hiatus for a bit now, for half a year.
I mean,
oh wow,
hiatus doesn't have anything to do with legal stuff. That just means he's taking a break from documenting.
Yeah,
we'll definitely get him.
Yeah,
he can get on the stand.
It'll happen.
Why is he taking a hiatus? He's so close to being done now.
No, he's not.
What are you talking about? Chris Chan's almost dead.
That's still... He still has 4 years worth of information he needs to keep documenting, though.
Good God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This man,
and keep in mind, he was on part 61 now or something like that, so...
Yeah. You think he's gonna hit 100?
I think so, yeah. I think
if
the way
Chris
things
Chan
are currently
dies
going,
right now, will he hit 100?
Probably, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. He did do a whole stream or whatever, talking about this whole incident as well, so...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Any choice quotes there for me?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I'm done talking about Chris Chan. You got anything else for me, Nico?
Perfect. We're all done talking about Chris Chan. However, Tanner, were you aware that Dr. Eggman is apparently a feminist?
I mean, that word is meaningless nowadays, so what do you mean?
Yeah.
I wish I could go into more detail about it. However,
is it like the joke in the Sonic Boom show where Knuckles is like, I'm a feminist because I hit women or whatever?
No. So in the booklet for Sonic Heroes, it discusses every character a little bit. It gives them a brief bio, and in Dr. Eggman's bio, it states that he has a very high IQ at 300, as well as Eggman is very romantic as well as a feminist.
Okay.
That's interesting.
You have any
do
other
with that
topics?
information what you will.
I mean, considering it's a game on PlayStation 2, so given that this is from a while ago, it probably meant something back then, but now, like you're saying,
it probably meant that he hated women back then.
It's also Japanese, so who can even tell?
That's also true.
It probably got translated from Japanese and they were actually calling him a pervert.
Oh, there you go.
Honestly,
I mean,
that's probably what happened.
That is true gender equality, after all. Being a pervert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. What?
Okay.
I got a little topic conversation. I was,
perfect.
I was flipping around the YouTubes the other night, just watching random nonsense.
Yeah.
Came across like a little joke a stand-up did on a stand-up stage, and it was, he offered an idea that really got me thinking, really pondering something, and he was doing
Incest.
a bit about slavery.
Is it worth it?
What?
What?
Incest, is it worth it?
No,
Okay.
not that. He was doing a bit about slavery, and then he ended the bit off making like a little point about reparations. And the idea he proposed was like throwing a tax on like cotton and tobacco products, and then using that money as reparations. Now, we've talked about reparations before, and I think we've all said we're like opposed to it for all the various reasons there are to be opposed to them.
That's right.
I don't hate this idea on its face, honestly. And depending on how they distribute it or use that money, I could actually get behind it, honestly. What are your thoughts on that idea?
I mean, I think that as long as it would, like, I think individuals is out of the question for, like, giving money to, but giving it to, like, I don't know, some sort of, like, black community thing or whatever, you know? Yeah, something along those lines I think could be totally fine, but yeah, giving it to individuals would be really weird. I don't really know how you would determine who was deserving of it, you know?
Right. I think the biggest problem is usually, like, if you just give a poor person a bunch of money, they're kind of just gonna, like, you know, use it to cover, you know, some bills, and then once they run out of it, they're just kind of back where they were.
Yeah.
So, I think if we were to ever do reparations, it would probably need to be the form of, like, I don't know, like, interest-free loans, where you have to have, like, some kind of plan for what you're doing with the money. Like a business plan, or I'm buying, like, some property or something, you know?
Or, Tanner, we could use that money to build a library in the hood. Did you consider that at all?
Well,
Yeah, they
about
could.
not
Yeah.
that bad.
We can empower the people with knowledge.
Are there not libraries in the hoods right
I
now?
mean, they're probably poorly funded.
Probably, but, like, so is every library.
Yeah. So let's build better libraries in the hood, Tanner. With
I
blackjack
don't
and
know.
hookers.
Well,
That
alright.
seemed a bit racist, but
Yeah. Alright.
No, that's just the Futurama joke. The haha Futurama
yeah,
joke.
I know. But, like, in
I
this
mean-
context, it comes across a bit racist.
No, Tanner. No.
Dylan,
I
you're
think you're-
black. Do you want reparations?
Dylan, do you want to get paid? How are you feeling about money right now?
Feeling all right about. What are you saying here, Nico? What are you trying to imply here?
Do you want money or not?
I mean, I'm
Do
sure.
you want
all
the
of us
government to give you money?
I mean, I'm sure all of us want the government to give us money. It's whether or not, like,
I
how the
don't.
money is. It's how the money is, I guess, made. And
Dylan, do you want to take money out of the cotton and tobacco industry and give it to yourself?
I mean, sure, but.
There you go.
Alright.
You heard it here first, folks. Dylan, are you an ADOS?
You're gonna need to
I'm
break
gonna-
that down for him. He's not gonna understand.
I'm gonna just give me.
An are you an ADOS, an American descendant of slavery?
I'm sure at some point I probably am. I haven't.
Well, yeah, everyone is at some point. I mean, like, specifically of American slavery.
Yeah, that's the part I'm unsure about, because I'm not even entirely sure about my dad's side of the family. All I know is, like, my mom's side of the family, and that's kind of it. My mom's side of the family is, like, super white. So.
Yeah.
Well, then you probably have some Irish in there, in which case the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Irish were, you know, more like serfs over here. Like,
Yeah.
let's not get crazy.
I mean, I definitely have Irish in me, so, you know, there is that. As far as the other half goes.
I mean, I'm probably Slavic. Can I start demanding the Germans give me money?
Tanner,
Or
I
the
thought you took
Vikings
like,
or whatever?
I thought
Huh?
you took like a 23andMe or something like that.
I tried to, remember? But, like, I don't have enough DNA in my spit, apparently.
Oh, okay. I did not remember that little. I did not remember that little tidbit. No.
Yeah, no, I tried doing it a couple times and it never worked because I guess I just don't have DNA in my spit.
Interesting.
I'm keeping all my DNA to myself, I guess.
Yeah. Gotta keep that in the appropriate glands if you catch my drift.
I mean, I don't catch your drift because DNA is in every cell. It's not like
Yeah.
a secretion.
Yeah. Like your glands, dude.
Huh.
I don't know why you're talking about my glands, but
I don't know, Tanner. I really like to think about your glands every now and then, you know?
Yeah, I kind of figured this was something.
Nico, were your people ever enslaved?
Possibly. I need to take a 23andMe so we can
The
get to the bottom of
Spanish?
this.
I mean,
They typically have a history of doing the enslaving.
Yeah, I don't think the Spaniards were ever slaves.
No.
Like, at least not from the history I know.
I know that Spain did go under, like, Muslim rule for a while. I don't know how much slavery was going on during that time, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, because I had a decent conception of slavery and all that kind of stuff because I did a lot of reports on it in high school, and I just
Yeah, they made you do them. You need to connect to your heritage, Dylan. Go do a report on slavery. What are the other kids doing? The other kids are studying Columbus.
Oh my gosh.
But they're leaving out the bad parts.
But I think a common misconception with what most people know about slavery is that slavery a long time ago was actually just a form of like debt repayment in a lot of ways, or
That's what they always say.
kind of just like a crime punishment or sentence or something like that. So a long time ago, anybody could have been a slave. It's just like we pay more attention to the ones that were obviously more prominent.
Yeah.
Plenty of white people were also slaves to African people as well. It's just that part doesn't get talked about.
I think it's something. Unfortunately, I'm lazy and haven't verified this myself. I heard that more Americans, like white Americans, were enslaved by, I don't remember the name, but like some kind of black pirates during the colonial era than black people were enslaved by white Americans.
Yeah, that actually was kind of specifically the one I was referencing to. A lot of Great Britain back then, since the monarchy and all that such and stuff, they were definitely like anybody who was I wouldn't say treason, but like anybody committing like crimes or was in debt, like I was saying, like and since they like Great Britain had quite a bit of territory in Africa, and there was like the pirate, they just like send people down to Africa, and yeah, there were plenty more white people enslaved to like this black pirate dude than ever Americans enslaved black people. And that's what I thought was so funny, is because it's like everybody always talks about how bad American slavery was, which is true, but it's like I don't think people also realize that white people definitely got enslaved as well.
Well, it's slavery bad, but people put like this huge focus on American slavery and they treat it like it's like uniquely bad. But the only thing that was super unique really about American slavery is that it was the first like major like slave empire where the slaves and the people owning them were different races.
Yeah.
Through the most of the rest of history, like the massive like slave empires, like the Egyptians or whatever, like the slaves and the people owning them were the same race.
Yeah, and that goes back to the whole paying off debts or paying for a crime or something kind of thing. It was all like a Jude law system in a way.
Now, Nico, as the biggest colonizer here, what are your thoughts about all this?
I mean, like, so check it out. Apex Legends had this skin that was coming out called, like, the Conductive Conquistador or something like that for Watson. And there was a big uproar about it on Twitter because they were like, how dare you, like, make a Conquistador skin? Those people were terrible. And then Respawn was like, oh, oops, alright, we're gonna rename it but not actually change anything about it, so...
That's really funny.
Oh
what they rename it to?
I don't remember. But yeah, they're like, the conquistadors were violent people who did bad things. Meanwhile, they have like a shitload of Viking-related stuff in there, so like...
Yeah.
People don't know their history, man.
I will say, I think the conquistadors were probably worse than the Vikings, but like, it is bad all around.
It definitely is.
Also, does it make a difference that the people the conquistadors were doing their horrible deeds against were also pretty bad? Like, isn't it like the Aztecs killed like 10,000 people and like soaked a temple in their blood or something?
Yeah, but they were a peaceful folk, Tanner.
Right.
That's the part of history they don't tell
They
you.
would literally rip people's hearts out in front of, like, their entire population.
Yeah, and, you know, practice cannibalism and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but how
and,
dare
like,
the conquistadors kill them?
Exactly, yeah. Feed people to jaguars and shit, but yeah. I can't believe the conquistadors wiped those people out. Well, I think that was a nice little conversation. We got anything else? What's going on in the world right now?
Well, I don't know really about the world. I was going to pivot into a whole thing about the Spanish, though.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about the Spanish.
Yeah, so check it out. I recently learned about a Spanish spy during World War II who was just like... He's so great.
What was Spain doing during World War II?
Not
I feel
a
like I
lot.
never hear about them.
Did
the Nazis get them?
So what happened was, like, Spain had just ended, like, a civil war during that time, so they weren't really in a great place to do much at the time.
Right.
However, there was one man who had fought on one side of the war, named Juan Garcia.
Very Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. And he was on the side of, like, the socialists and stuff, and then he realized that, man, I hate these socialists. I'm gonna go join the other side of the war. And so he fought on the side...
capitalists.
It was the fascists.
Oh,
and so he was like, oh, fascism, this should be a lot better. I think fascism is a lot more cool than socialism. So he did that, and then he was like, hang on, fascism also kind of sucks. I don't like this very much. So then when Germany started to do their whole Nazi thing, he was like, hang on a second. These people are the Socialist Party, but they're also fascists. I really hate these people. So he made it his mission to, like, tear Germany down any way possible.
That's pretty good. So he covered himself in flour and went to Germany.
No, what he did was he initially went to, like, the English, whatever it's called, embassy.
Government?
That's what it's called. The English embassy that was in Spain. So he could be like, hey, I want to be a double agent for you so that I can, like, you know, spy on Germany and stuff like that. And they're like, no, we don't know anything about you. You're just some random guy. So he was like, okay. Then he went to Germany. He was like, hey, I want to be a spy for you. And they're like, yeah, okay, sure, why not? And from there on, he just, like, was constantly feeding Germany false information throughout the entire war. And he was just pretending that he was living in the UK during that time by just reading newspapers and telling Germany, like, oh yeah, this is the stuff that's happening in the UK right now. And then they would get a copy of the newspaper and they'd be like, holy shit, he's right. So they just thought he was getting all of this great information from them about Britain, but he wasn't actually doing anything for them. So he just kept feeding them false information about, like, yeah, there are going to be troops attacking during this time. And they're like, okay, cool. And then nothing would actually end up happening. Or, like, there was a big battle that would happen, and he would write them, like, days later, but give you, like, you know, a date several days beforehand to be like, you gotta look out, there are a bunch of ships coming this way. And then they'd get the information, like, oh, if we only got this at time, we would have won for sure. And so, yeah, he just kept fucking with them the entire time. And eventually got to the point where when America got involved in the war, they found out that what he was doing, they're like, hang on, we gotta get this guy on our side. So America started funding his work.
Oh my god.
And
what do you mean funding his, like, paying for his newspapers? What do you need funding for?
Yeah, they ended up contacting, like, Britain, and they're like, hey, you really need to, like, get this guy in there so that he can give them better and false information. And so Britain, like, ended up taking him in and stuff, and yeah, it was cool, dude. He was, like, one of the big contributing factors to why D-Day was so successful, because he gave them information about, like, yeah, there's gonna be a massive attack, and they're gonna be attacking from the north, when that didn't actually end up happening for D-Day. So we were able to just pile drive in there, and it ended up getting to the point where Germany trusted him so much that he just became, like, their primary spy. They just stopped hiring spies after that point, because they're like, this guy's just so good. Also, his code name was Garbo, by the way, which is something I really want to point out here for you. Yeah.
Dude, how
is that Spanish for something? What does Garbo mean?
Yeah, he was, it's because he was named after some actress at the time who was also named Garbo. Because they're like, he's just such a good liar and actor. We're gonna call him Garbo.
Huh.
Yeah.
truly impressive.
Yeah, he ended up getting like the, I believe it was the American Medal of Honor,
Nice.
as well as like the German equivalent of it as well.
Oh my god.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
and like during a bunch of the, he claimed that he was like building up this massive network of spies for Germany as well, and so he ended up like during a bunch of the bombings that Germany was doing, he was like, "Hey, your bombings like killed some of our people," and the Germans were like, "Oh fuck, that's really bad. I'm really sorry about that." So they like sent him like pay for the supposed man they killed's family and stuff like that, who didn't actually exist for them.
Oh my, this man is a
Very
genius.
impressive.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
that's great, dude.
That's amazing.
That's a fun story. I like that one, Nico.
Yeah, thank you. Look up Garbo. He's a cool guy.
I'm pretty
Garbo,
sure
the
Well,
Spanish
I
spy.
pulled up Garbo, and it's the actress.
Ah, okay. Yeah, look up Juan Paul or Garbo Spy. I guess would also be a good option.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've definitely heard this before, just not in as much detail.
Garbo's
So,
like
story.
Garbo's like the real Kilroy.
Exactly. Just like Kilroy. So yeah, there you go. There's my little story for the day. Dylan, who is your favorite historical figure?
That's a great question.
Is it Gandhi? I know you love Gandhi.
Gandhi's pretty cool and all. I've recently done a little reading on him.
Oh, have you?
Not as much extensive like history research per se, just like more in depth on his morals and values and everything.
Oh yeah, what were his morals and values, Dylan?
Well, my ability to retain information isn't as great as you.
Do you
so-
recall that he hated black people at all?
No, because that part was not mentioned.
Okay, yeah, he hated the Africans.
Well.
He despised them. Yeah. He was apparently super racist. Additionally, he like slept with naked women constantly to like test his what's it called? Celibacy. Including like his niece and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Who are we talking about?
Gandhi.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Nah,
Other than that, he was pretty cool.
Yeah, other than that, he was great.
nah, I mean, other than that, probably either like John F. Kennedy or
Why John Kennedy?
I don't know.
What did he ever do? All he did was get shot.
Well,
What about before that, Tanner? He had a presidency before that.
Like what? Like he was president for like 7 months or so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
what'd he
I
do,
don't know.
Dylan? Show Tanner.
What did he do?
I mean, can I just like people for their quotes and stuff?
What
Whoa.
quote?
Yeah, what quote?
What can you do for your country? What else? You got any other quotes?
I'm trying to
You just think he's handsome.
I mean, not necessarily, but
Dylan's just infatuated by his winning smile.
Mhm. Let's be brutally honest here. The Kennedys were a bunch of former mobsters that tried becoming a political dynasty, and I'm glad they're all dead.
So, Dylan, aside from his winning smile and being a mobster, what did you like about Kennedy?
I don't feel like answering your guys' questions anymore. I feel like I'm just.
I'm on your side, Dylan. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you defeat Tanner.
It hasn't been apparent thus far, you know, with the whole. You know. I was just gonna say Martin Luther King Jr., but I'm sure you guys would have found a way to.
He hated the gays. Which is why I 100% support him.
Great answer, Dylan.
Nah, I'm okay is a good answer.
Yeah.
I mean, he slept around a lot, but, you know, who doesn't have their problems?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The
Martin
CIA
Luther King
killed him, by
fucked
the way.
all the time. Yeah, the CIA did. Yeah, they murdered him.
Yeah, that random guy, he was a patsy, Dylan. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No.
Yeah, he was a patsy. The CIA wanted to put an end to him.
CIA was really just murdering everyone in the 60s. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, they were also doing a lot of tests with LSD as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, LSD was the big new thing, and they're like, well, we gotta figure out what this stuff can do. So they like gave it to
Yeah.
dolphins and shit to try and make them talk to us.
Yeah, and children.
Yeah. Dylan, what's your favorite thing the CIA has done?
I don't know anything about the CIA, dude.
I love when they overthrow democracies and then install totalitarians.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice. God.
What's that big thing that people point to at the CIA?
Contras?
I don't think it's that. MK Ultra. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think that's LSD with children.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Let me pull. Is
Project
that what
MK
it says?
Ultra. A bunch of human subjects. There's a lot about it.
Yeah.
Dylan, have you heard about MK Ultra before?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm here for a good time, not a intellectual time. You know me. I'm just here to contribute to conversations.
Yeah, so they did a bunch of chemical experiments as well as tried using hypnosis.
I mean, that's much was apparent with the whole LSD stuff and experiments. Yeah, that would seem logical to me, at least, given that information.
Their goal, Dylan, was to make Soviet spies defect from the Soviet Union against their will.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do here.
Yeah. Great stuff, man. Always great stuff. You know.
Okay, Dylan. Okay.
Other than Garbo, who's your favorite historical figure, Nico?
Oh my. Shit. Bro, there's this woman, who is like a Chinese warlord. Yeah, she was like a big pirate warlord lady. Zheng Yi Sao. She was pretty cool.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. She got like this big ass troop of like women who she would free from like brothels and shit, I believe.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think she was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That is neat.
Yeah. Kenner, who's your favorite historical figure?
Favorite historical figure? I mean, obviously I got like the boring answers like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Patrick Henry. I'm gonna be honest, I think most, if not all, of my favorites are probably Americans. I'll
That's
go,
okay.
Let's see, a fun one. John Paul Jones. He's a fun one. You know about John Paul Jones?
I don't think so.
He's known as the grandfather of the American Navy. During the Revolutionary War, John Paul Jones was like, well, why aren't we fighting on England territory? And so I think he stole a boat and then sailed to England and started like attacking port towns and like stealing from them. He was the only man to fight any Revolutionary War battles on like English territory. And like he was very successful because he was literally basically just a pirate. Like he would just show up out of nowhere, attack real quickly, and then leave. And so he became known as the grandfather of the American Navy.
This man sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I remember there was some other figure in the Revolutionary War. He was like an older man who, like, when the British first invaded, he like shot and killed like 50 of them, and they like shot him a bunch, and they just like left him for dead, and then he ended up surviving or something like that.
Oh my god!
I can't remember who he was though. Yeah, there's some rad people out there.
I don't remember that story.
Is it John
Yeah,
Adams?
sorry.
Is it John Adams?
I don't think it was John Adams. No, Dylan. Alright, I feel like we're being too intellectual today. Let's talk about some depravity now. Okay, boys, furries. On a scale of anime girl with cat ears to Judy Hopps, where do you fall in the line of attractiveness?
Wait,
I mean, I've masturbated to furries all over that spectrum.
Oh,
but,
have you?
I mean, yeah, you don't just go looking for new shit sometimes? Come on.
No, not really.
Wait, why is the lowest grade cat girl?
Well, because like it's just
the
a girl
least
with cat.
anthropomorphized.
Yeah, it's just a girl with cat ears.
So they're not real.
What?
Dylan, Judy Hopps also isn't real.
No, I meant the cat ears.
Oh, no, they are real.
Oh,
The cat ears are real. Yeah.
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
confused, but whatever. On an intellectual level, I think we need to stop at like werewolves.
Okay.
Like
so
werewolves
like a normal...
are where the line are. Before that, sure.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, Dylan, where do you fall in there?
I mean, if it wasn't already obvious, you know where I fall on that scale.
Anime girl with cat ears. Sounds good to me.
Yep, we're going the easy route.
It's the lowest possible.
Yeah. It
Mhm.
is.
What about you, Nico?
I mean... Like, I definitely haven't, like, gone as far as you have, Tanner. I think that the farthest that I've been like, okay, yeah, this is fine, is like, it's like some of that low punny shit, you know? But, like, she's so anthropomorphized to the point where she kind of just looks like a black girl with bunny ears. So,
Mhm.
but then, like, she also has, like, the rabbit feet, and that grosses me out is the thing. So,
Mhm.
like...
Not a big fan of rabbit feet.
No, they're, like, super long and shit. It's weird. The rabbit ears are fine, though. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, like... It can't be much further than, like, an anime girl with cat ears but also has a cat tail, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not too much further than that. Just, like, a
What
little
about,
bit...
like very much human body but with fur? Like no weird proportions or anything,
Yeah.
but fur. What about where you stand there?
That might be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know, Tanner. Do you have any images akin to this that I could view to, like, really gauge my interest in it?
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
I don't have any specific examples I can think of.
All right, we'll put a pin in that one then and say maybe.
Yeah. Would you? Okay. How about like the cat women from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island? Where are we at with them?
Hang on, I'll find an image real quick here.
God, I
Cat,
think I know what you're talking
woman,
about, but I don't fully
zombie.
remember.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
Scooby-Doo.
It's terror time again.
Yeah, let's see here. I mean, like,
Wait, John
for these
Hamill?
yeah, you know, John Hamill.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I gotta say no for these ones, Tanner. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a no.
Okay. It's the cat feet, right?
I mean,
I'm not finding full body images of them. Just like the upper half in general, I'm not super into.
Gotcha.
They're too
scary.
Well, they're too furry is the thing. I don't want that much
okay.
fur. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
isn't that like borderline werewolf that we were talking about before? Does this not count?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is like
rare
Tanner's
cats,
line, it
basically.
sounds
yeah,
like.
yeah. Who the heck?
I mean, are we talking about like masturbating, or are we talking about like if they were real, would we have sex with them?
Yeah, if they were real, would you have sex with them?
Oh, in that case, I don't think I'm even touching cat girls.
Okay. Gotcha. Why not? What's wrong with them, Tanner?
I don't know. They kind of weird me out. Like, do they act like cats?
No.
No.
We're assuming that they'll act like people.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It is weird, but it's a feature that we're looking forward to right now, Tanner.
Yeah, of course.
Elon Musk is working on it.
Oh my god. Insane.
It's gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah, I think if we're talking real life, like, would you? I think the answer for me is no. But also,
Okay.
like, you know.
Okay. Well,
Sometimes if the opportunity is presented to yourself, you're just like, well.
we'll need to put that on record so that Tanner, one day when he's trying to get the cat people vote, then
Yep.
yeah, he's gonna be really fighting hard against that one.
Tanner's a felinophobe or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. So I think we brought it up 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned. Oh boy.
Yeah, we mentioned Goku and Smash.
Yeah. No, we mentioned the the TV show American Dragon, Jake Long.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Great show.
I checked out a couple episodes of it since then, and goddamn, it's not a great show.
Did not age well.
I mean, I'm having fun with it, and I'd say the animation is surprisingly good considering it's like mid 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
But the truly horrid thing about it is the dialogue, because the main character Jake Long, his dialogue is something along the line. It's like, faux shizzle, bro. Like, what? Word up, holla at your boy. It's shit like that, just constantly. I don't know why he talks like. I'm not familiar with what I believe a middle schooler would be talking like in New York, but I assume that they don't sound like a 1970s pimp from a Key and Peele sketch, right?
Yeah. Probably not.
Probably not.
he never shuts the fuck up, so you're just listening to it constantly. It's ridiculous.
I mean, how you gonna know you're the protagonist if he's not constantly talking?
Mm-hmm. It very much is just a ripoff of Danny Phantom. They have like the theme song that explains the entire opening plot of the show.
Yeah.
He turns into the thing and fights things. Danny Phantom says going ghost. Jake Long says dragon up.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's probably exactly what they were going for either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I something I didn't remember about the show is that Jake Long is biracial, and they do the classic cartoon thing of his dad being like the doofiest fucking, like, he's Jerry from Rick and Morty, basically. Like literally, he works for an advertising firm, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he's kind of a bumbling doofus.
Yeah, of course.
I also didn't remember that his mom was super hot, like just unnecessarily. It's not even funny, but
isn't that the case for all cartoon moms, Tanner?
Pretty much. Let me give you a little. Let me see. The theme song is too long, by the way.
Okay.
It's like a minute and 40 seconds. It's really cool.
You usually gotta cut that off at like 30 at most.
What the fuck? Okay, so here's some of the lyrics of the song. He's cool. He's hot like a frozen sun. Doesn't make any sense already.
Yeah.
Like, that's nonsense. He's young and fast. He's the chosen one. People, we're not bragging. He's the American dragon. He's gonna stop his enemies with his dragon power, dragon teeth, dragon tail, burning dragon fire, a real live wire. That doesn't make sense. American dragon, he's the American dragon. Break down with the American dragon. His skills are getting faster with Grandpa the Master. His destiny, what's up, G? It's showtime, baby, for the legacy. And then at the end, it's like a scene where it's like him and his friends playing in a band at I guess like a school talent show, and him saying from the J to the A to the K to the E, I'm the Mac Daddy Dragon of the NYC. You heard? And that's a pretty good example of what all the dialogue is like.
Yeah.
It's just annoying, and I hate hearing it.
When it comes to a lot of these shows that you look back to fondly as a kid, it's like, it's probably better to just not ever go back to them. Like, Dylan is a big fan of Code Lyoko. He loved Code Lyoko. Do not go back and watch it.
Do not go back to it.
I mean, to be fair, the theme song and the intro is, it's pretty short. It's simple.
1 second, I have to go let someone in.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys keep talking.
Cool.
Like, the intro to Code Lyoko, it's pretty simple, basic, nothing too major to it. So it's pretty good. But yeah, for sure going back and watching it was such a pain, and it's like one of those. I was told that they either attempted to or they started to make a live action version. I think it actually was. They actually did make the live action version of Code Lyoko.
Yeah,
I don't think it caught on. So, and I have no clue what it was like, or if I was told that it didn't do as good of a job between the virtual world and the real world as the cartoon.
We'll be done soonish.
I mean, besides, like, there are still like a couple of cartoons you can go back to. Like Teen Titans, I think, regardless of the time period, I don't think Teen Titans is ever really bad. Like, not even the theme song. And, you know.
Oh yeah, no. The original Teen Titans, like, going back to it, it's totally fine. It's great.
Fine. Teen Titans Go, however, if that's what you were about to refer to.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, guys. Like, let's be
No,
honest
Tanner,
here.
no. It's terrible.
I need to, it's not terrible.
It's terrible.
You
I
just
know you
hate
love it,
because it's
Tanner.
not the original.
Yeah, it's not the original, Tanner. And also, it's just bad in general.
It's not. I don't think it's. I think it's funny. I've seen it. I think it's funny. Whatever.
I've also
I like
seen it. I don't like it.
Whatever.
It's fine. My only issue with Teen Titans Go specifically is the over-exaggeration of characters' like personalities.
It's a cartoon. What do you mean?
I mean, so is Teen Titans though.
I'm just saying, black people aren't actually running around yelling "booyah." So
I mean, yeah.
I don't think you have a point there.
Yeah.
Tanner, booyah is his catchphrase, though.
Yeah.
They said it in the Justice League movie, too.
They said it once in the Justice League,
Yeah, and that was...
and it was disappointing.
They should've
He
gone-
like whispered it.
Yeah, they should have gone way harder with it.
It's like it's like Superman's like, okay, let's go get him, squad, and then Cyborg's like, booyah. And then he winks at the camera with his laser eye.
I mean, hey, they could only fit so many booyahs in like what I'm assuming it was a 2-hour movie.
It's a 4-hour movie,
It's a 4-hour
Dylan.
movie. What? They could have
It's
way more
6
booyahs
hours.
in there.
How long is the Snyder cut?
Really
it's
long.
8 hours.
Yeah.
God.
It's
Okay.
a
And they still
24-hour
only had
living
one
experience.
booyah.
There's only one booyah, and it's a 2-hour movie.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. It's gross.
He's a computer. He should be able to speak Booyalian. Is that a good joke, guys?
Yeah, it's pretty good, Dylan.
Why'd you call me Dylan?
Yeah.
I was telling Dylan that what he's saying is pretty good.
What?
Oh boy.
What?
Yeah. Now, did either of you really watch the Powerpuff Girls at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't seek it out, but when it was on, I saw it. Yeah.
I'm not
you know,
ashamed to admit it.
Powerpuff Girls, it's pretty good, okay? It was a good show, alright?
Did they
But,
put
like-
out some more images of the movie that looked terrible or something?
Oh yeah, I forgot they made a live-action movie.
I was more so gonna pivot over to, like, the remake that they did of Powerpuff Girls, as of lately, you know, as of the last several years. I don't know if you guys ever end up checking that out,
No.
but...
No, I didn't.
It's they gave it the old Teen Titans Go treatment, and it's real bad. No one likes this one. Even all the small children who enjoy Teen Titans Go do not like the new Powerpuff Girls.
Did you test it
Wow.
Did you test it on your nephew, Nico? Is that how you know?
Yeah. Did you use your nephews as lab rats?
That's
like
right.
in MK Ultra?
Exactly. I had all my little nieces and nephews watch Powerpuff Girls, and they're like, "Why are you making us watch this? This is terrible. Why are they twerking? Why? We don't get it."
Oh god.
How many more years do you think it'll be till your nephews can beat you in a fight, Nico?
I don't know. They're getting there. One of them's going out of high school now, so we'll see.
What?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you screwed, dude.
Literally not possible. Is this one I've met?
maybe.
They're so small, the ones I remember.
You remember them as small, Tanner, that's the thing. And that was many moons ago.
I haven't been gone that long.
I mean,
To be fair, you've barely ever seen them as the thing as well.
I guess.
if he's talking about the one I think he's talking about, I'm pretty sure he's also taller than me, but I'm also kind of short, so...
Yeah.
You're both short. Like, let's not.
Tanner, you're just tall. Like, I'm 5'9", Nico's like 5'10", 5'11", or whatever. Like,
Yeah, and that's average height. Tanner.
that's
Come on.
average height.
That's average. That's what people. I love it when people say that's average height.
It is. You look it up. That's the average statistic for height.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like that includes like Latinos and Asians. You guys are short for your races.
Dylan
I
is
mean,
exactly.
I'm a mix of a lot of races. That's the thing, though.
They're coagulating in his body to make a short boy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, 5'9" is the average in the United States, Tanner, so, like, come on. 5'9"
isn't the average.
Yes, it is.
For
I just
men?
looked it up.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me look at. No,
Go for
that's
it.
not true. Average male height, United States. Wait, let me use my little Google voice that never works. What is the average male height in the United States of America?
Why is this according to the CDC?
Because it's a
Why
disorder.
wouldn't the CDC? What?
How
I thought
is it a
it-
disorder?
When did this? 2017? They must have updated. It used to be 5'10".
This number comes from data published in December of 2018, even though the article was published in August 10th of 2007. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make it. It's probably a lie.
It's from the future.
Mm-hmm.
God,
The CDC know their shit, okay?
dude.
They know their shit.
I mean, if that
Yeah.
was the case, who would be in
Think
this situation
of
right today?
how the CDC has been 100% right about COVID and everything we should do in regards to it this entire time.
Man, that's exactly
Yeah,
what
you
I
can
was
trust
thinking
them.
of, But yeah.
How you guys doing with COVID? You guys dead yet?
I think I'm alive.
Yeah.
Would
It
you
ain't
guys-
too bad at the moment.
Would you guys say
Right.
that I'm alive?
No.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
You're alive, Dylan, but you're not really living.
That's fair. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not completely wrong.
Do you guys have to wear masks at work?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Dylan works
Suckers.
with old people is the thing,
Yeah.
remember?
Well, yeah, I guess I can understand with Dylan, but like,
Yeah, with me,
Nico?
though, Yeah,
mean-
I don't know.
For a while there, you didn't have to wear a mask in GameStop, but then I remember, like, I went in there like a week ago, and you guys put up the sign again, you changed it. It's like, yeah, we just need all you guys to wear masks. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
so I had to walk back
Lame.
to my car.
He trudged back to
I
his car
haven't
and
worn a
left.
mask in like
12 years now.
4 months.
It's gotta be nice. Yeah, I know Texas is a lot more lax about the whole situation, even though it sounds
Yeah.
like things might be changing.
No.
Well, according
No,
they don't
to
care.
a news thing that my mom was watching last night, which is whatever. Apparently there's a lot of shit going on in Texas and Florida where they're really
listen.
making people consider things.
Listen, the news people, they love like being like, oh look, Texas and Florida, their cases are going up. But like they never mention deaths aren't going up, and they never mention that California is doing even worse.
Well, yeah,
And they have like hardcore masking and lockdowns and shit.
we also have to
Look,
think of that
Tanner.
population as well, though.
Yeah, you gotta look at it this way, Tanner. Like 0.0.5% of the population are being ravaged by COVID right now, and you're not doing your part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right, yeah.
They're getting
I
massacred
find it funny
out there.
that friggin' Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott, I think is the governor of Texas, they're getting in like middle school style like fights with Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden will be like Ron DeSantis he's stinky and he's getting people killed or whatever, and Ron DeSantis will just be like, Joe Biden sucks, haha. Like it's literally stuff like that they're saying. They're not even articulating anything. It's just like, you're a monster, you're stinky. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden said Ron DeSantis has cooties last week.
Oh yeah, nice.
Senile man.
I think
Did
that
you
we
just
could.
say Sieg Heil, Dylan? What?
Yeah,
I did not
Dylan,
say-
Sieg Heil? What?
No.
Hang on, I'm gonna play that back for you guys. Yeah, definitely sounded like Sieg Heil if you ask me.
What? Yeah, what did you just say? I heard Sieg
I
Heil.
said senile.
Senile. Okay.
Good God. Come
I'm
on.
like, what the fuck?
Too much Germany.
Sieg Heil.
Too much-
Jesus
Too
Christ.
much World War II conversation. you
Who
know?
did we let onto our podcast?
It's me.
We're platforming racists.
I can't be racist. I'm black.
He's got you there, Tanner.
He's learned so much from us, Nico. He would have never said that. He would have never said stuff like that before. But now he knows he can play that card.
I
He can
wouldn't have
just
been
throw it
brave
out there.
enough to say that before. I
Mhm.
definitely had it in my brain, but I was like,
We've emboldened you.
yeah,
Dylan is
Um,
slowly getting red pilled by us.
bro.
You should make one of those like fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards that says that on it.
Red
You
pilled?
just pull. Yeah, no. It says I can't be racist. I'm black, and then you just throw it at people.
There you go.
You've activated my
It'd be
trap
really
card.
funny. Yeah. Whenever an opponent calls me racist, I can play this trap card.
Good God.
Tanner, do you remember the first time you got red pilled? Do you remember
The
that
first
moment
time
at
I
all?
was red pilled.
Yeah.
I think the first moment I got red pilled was I was working out at the Planet Fitness in Mac, and I think CNN was like running some coverage, and they were like, Donald Trump drinks too much Diet Coke. And that was the moment that red pilled me, because I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't care. Why should I, and like, this
I don't
is
want to
so,
associate with
these
people anymore.
Yeah, this is so unbelievably unimportant that I can't take anything you ever say seriously ever again. I think they were talking about, they were talking about, he drinks too much Diet Coke and he eats a bowl of ice cream every day. And they were like having a serious discussion with like pundits about that.
So in all
They brought a bunch of nutritionists on to ask them if it's okay.
They brought a nutritionist on.
Just because now I'm like thoroughly curious. So what's the true definition of being red pill? Because I feel like for a long time that's just been me, where I don't care about whatever goes on ever.
No, it's black pill, Dylan.
Well,
Dylan
Is that
skipped
worse or
straight
is
to
that
black pilled.
yeah, okay, that's fair. Is that better? I don't know.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's like a qualitative.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like one's better or worse. It's just its own thing.
If it ain't gonna kill me, it doesn't matter. All right. If it doesn't pertain to my very being of existence.
Very black pilled. Such thing as being white pilled.
I have no idea actually.
Let me look here. I'll look that up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What would you say is the first moment you were red pilled, Nico?
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was perusing YouTube.
It was yesterday.
I came across a video by a YouTuber named Just a Robot, and he was talking about how the wage gap doesn't exist.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, and I watched and I was like, oh man,
Poor guy.
I've been lied to all this time. And so yeah, from that moment on, things changed for me.
Yeah.
See, I heard of that before the thing I mentioned, but I wouldn't consider that a red pilling moment because I didn't really. I didn't view believing in the wage gap as being like a left versus right thing. I just thought it was like if you're stupid or not.
Gotcha. It awakened me to the harsh reality of the world that sometimes people lie.
I'm shocked that... See, that means there was a very real possibility that you could have become red-pilled by Mark Bunker.
Oh, there you go.
Mr. Bunker has almost certainly red-pilled someone. Him and, who was the criminology teacher with the mustache?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't take any of his
Fuck, I
classes.
can't remember his name.
That's
I
probably
remember
for the
him
best.
getting in an argument with some girl during class about abortion.
Oh God.
Yeah, that sounds about
What
right.
was the
Yeah,
argument?
that was...
Obviously.
I mean, it's in it was against a high schooler, so it wasn't a real argument, but it was just him being like, I don't support abortion, and then the girl being like, you hate women, or whatever the fuck.
That
Yeah.
has no.
Alright, here, I got the definition of white-pilled right here.
Ooh, nice.
The moment or series of events by which a person abandons despair and surrenders to the inevitability of hope, not out of sheer optimism, but from facing difficulty and nihilism head-on through the use of reason and inquiry.
So it's
It
like a
is-
main character from Danganronpa.
Interesting. It is the final destination of those who are red-pilled and black-pilled, and tends to happen when a person becomes cynical of cynicism and skeptical of skepticism.
Oh.
It is named after the white-hot fire of hope in a pill form, and is the medicine for the soul.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna quite that far yet.
I
get there someday.
actually like the idea that after black-pilled is white-pilled.
That's pretty good. Someday we'll reach that nirvana. I can feel it.
I think I'm halfway between black-pilled and white-pilled right now.
You've gone full on black pill, Tanner? I didn't realize that.
By the way, they write a fucking essay for like the sentence example.
Nice.
Good God.
Let's see, is there... You want to hear what the Urban Dictionary word of the day is?
Yeah, sure, why
it's always
not?
entertaining.
It's chaos agent.
Ooh.
A person or people that purposely cause chaos or mischief within a group for the sake of entertainment.
Well, Nico. And
Well,
that your
Nico.
kind of word. I'll take
I
that.
will not
as a
entertain
yes.
that.
Yeah, well, silence is the same as being proven guilty. So you.
Silence is violence, okay?
I don't believe that.
Now,
I like the definitions are really like they're like calling black pilled people's like incels and betas and shit, and they're like white pilled is the alpha move.
I mean, that sounds about right to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, boys.
Yes.
I'm curious. Well, are there like any just like little things about life that just like really annoy you at all?
Like pet peeves.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so I work at Circle K right now. And something you notice when you're working at a store is that people will grab shit from a shelf, walk somewhere else in the store, and then I guess just put the item down and leave it there. This is quite possibly the most infuriating thing I encounter on my day-to-day life. I truly do not understand what the thought process is that leads to this happening, especially happening as often as it does.
Yeah.
Like, I legit have to spend like a half hour to an hour of my day every day just relocating items that people have left in random spots around the store.
I mean, yeah, that's something that happens to me on a daily basis as well, unfortunately.
That's why I try to put the games back exactly where I found them.
You see? Yeah, Dylan's a real champion. He's a normal, sane person.
Yeah. Dylan wants to fit in with society.
I mean, to an extent, but I'm not going to conform to the norms of society.
Yeah. Then, like people just leaving trash sitting around. Like, when people, we have a little area where you grab straws for your sodas, and there's trash cans literally right there, immediately under where you grab the straw from for you to throw your straw wrapper away. But people will unwrap their straw and then just throw the straw wrapper on the counter and leave.
People are so lazy.
I don't understand who these people are and why they have such a vendetta against being reasonable.
You see, I think that ties into like the same type of people who litter, you know? Like, just why, okay? It's so easy. We have so many trash cans just everywhere around. Well, what's even the point in doing that, okay? Right. Are you that lazy? I don't get it. Just throw your things away.
It can't be lazy, because literally it's not more difficult to do the right thing than to do the right thing in this instance. And to do the right thing than the wrong thing in this instance.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, there's like that stigma. It's like, man, I got garbage, but I really don't want to hold on to it. It's like, well, nobody's gonna know it was me, and so they just discreetly.
I think it's just a psychological thing where, like, because they know there exist people who will clean it up, I guess they feel like they need to legitimize those people existing, and so they just throw garbage everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
monsters.
Or, I don't know.
I think that's well, I got two completely different ideas stemming from that. The first one being, that's how we end up on Wall-E Planet, you know? Just get a bunch of Wall-Es everywhere compacting garbage. My other thought process...
And who wants that?
I do. I want a Wall-E.
You want Wall-E Planet?
No, I don't want Wall-E Planet. I just want a Wall-E.
You literally just said you want Wall-E Planet.
Dylan wants to live in the big spaceship where he can get all fat and float around in a chair, okay?
Dylan doesn't want bones. He's tired of his skeletal system.
Yeah, because if I don't have bones, then I can't have bone-hurting juice.
Damn, you're right. Bone-hurting juice would be completely ineffectual against a Wall-E person.
And then my other idea that was gonna stem off of that is like that's what people, I don't remember the other like state or two, but that's how people legitimize having like gas station attendees, like having people pump your gas for you. It's just like, well, people rely on this to have jobs, when in reality it's not hard to get out of your car, pump your gas, and then leave. It's just people legitimizing ways to put more jobs out, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, you know, people who leave work and have no clue how to get gas when they do.
No, Holy it is shit, a bad thing, Dylan.
Hold on. Can we just take one? I just started laughing. I was thinking of like Wall-E and how, you know, they changed the colors of their suits. I'm like, if they remade Wall-E, they'd throw in people with like gay pride flag like bodysuits. It'd be the funniest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Anyway, go on with your thing about pumping gas or whatever the fuck you were talking about.
People are monsters, okay?
People are monsters.
People are just freaks. Why can't they just throw their things away?
honestly.
you look over at Japan, they don't even have like trash cans anywhere, okay?
Yeah.
Like if you go down to a convenience store and you get some food or whatever, you can't just throw it away at that point, okay? You gotta hold on to that shit. Because like, there was a terrorist attack or whatever that resulted from some trash cans leaking some like poisonous gas and shit. So they just don't have any now.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
It
now it seems kind of silly.
It was like a cult put like a bunch of poisonous gas in some trash cans in like the subways.
I remember that guy. Didn't they give him the death penalty?
Yeah. They sure did. That
Whatever
bastard.
reason- for
It's all
whatever
his
reason,
fault.
I thought that littering was just straight up a crime in Japan. That might be somewhere else.
I mean, it is.
Okay, because I know you can
Yeah.
get arrested.
It's also
for
a crime here,
littering somewhere.
Dylan.
Yeah, well, some places take it more seriously, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that they just... I don't know what the cultural difference there is exactly. I guess they just respect the planet more than we do.
One can hope.
Yeah. I wish that we'd respect the planet more. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we have to.
Maybe the planet needs to earn our respect, Nico.
We need to
Have you thought about that?
We need to respect Earth Chan.
Maybe when it's Father Earth, I'll give it some respect.
There we go.
Oh no.
No, man, there's gotta be some insane person out there who's like very anti-environmentalism because they take the idea of Mother Earth too seriously and they're like a hardcore misogynist.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's a person that needs to be interviewed by someone.
if you can.
Why not us?
Yeah.
Why not us?
We could.
Yeah,
We can find that person.
If you are this person listening to us right now, we want to hear you out on the show, okay? Please come on the show, reach out to us.
Yeah. And we won't make fun of you or we won't make fun of you in like an obvious way.
Yeah. We'll hear you out.
Yeah, we'll ask like a couple of tongue-in-cheek questions to get like ridiculous answers out of you on purpose, but like that's it. And like, let's be honest, you're the kind of person that needs attention anyway. So like, what do you have to lose?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that probably does it for today, actually.
That probably does do it for today, honestly.
Nice.
Not a bad episode if I do say so myself.
Not bad at all.
And I do.
Yeah, but I mean, the comments tend to be pretty brutal on these Tanners, so we'll see what they have to say.
Yeah, the comments are just so rough. Wow. All those comments are flooding in. The dozens upon dozens of comments we're getting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those are the ones. But that does it for today, everybody. I hope you did enjoy it, and yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.